Wrong move. The crazy tale of Wizz Air Flight 801. It was a bright, sunny morning at Budapest International Airport. The tarmac was bustling with activity as travelers rushed to catch their flights. Among them was a diverse group of passengers boarding Wizz Air Flight 801, bound for the picturesque island of Santorini. Little did they know that their journey would become a story to remember, a tale of choices, consequences, and moral lessons. The Airbus A321 buzzed with excitement as passengers settled into their seats. Among them were Maria, a young environmental scientist traveling for a conference, Peter, a seasoned businessman, an elderly couple celebrating their 50th anniversary, and Kevin, a tech-savvy teenager glued to his phone. The crew, led by Captain Adrian Novak, conducted final checks. Everything seemed routine. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Wizz Air Flight 801, announced Captain Novak over the intercom. Our flight time to Santorini is approximately 2 hours and 30 minutes. Please fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the journey." The aircraft taxied to the runway and took off smoothly. For the first hour, passengers enjoyed the breathtaking view of the Alps and the deep blue Aegean Sea. Conversations flowed, meals were served, and laughter echoed through the cabin. Trouble began when Kevin decided to test his new drone mid-flight. Ignoring the safety instructions, he secretly unpacked it and began tinkering. The small drone buzzed to life and zipped down the aisle, causing chaos. Passengers ducked, and a flight attendant tripped while trying to catch it, spilling hot coffee on Peter's expensive suit. "Who's responsible for this?" demanded Peter, his face red with anger. Kevin, realizing his mistake, nervously confessed. The flight attendant confiscated the drone, and Kevin was given a stern lecture. However, the incident created tension among the passengers. Maria, sitting nearby, quietly remarked, "One wrong move can lead to a chain reaction. We all need to think before we act." As Flight 801 neared Greek airspace, the weather took a turn for the worse. Dark clouds loomed ahead, and turbulence rattled the plane. Captain Novak announced that they would encounter a storm and urged everyone to remain seated with their seatbelts fastened. The turbulence grew worse, and anxiety spread through the cabin. The elderly couple clung to each other, whispering prayers. Maria tried to calm a frightened child seated next to her, while Peter grew increasingly impatient. "This is unacceptable. Why didn't the pilots avoid this storm?" he muttered loudly, drawing irritated glances from nearby passengers. As the plane rocked violently, Peter decided to confront the crew. Ignoring the seatbelt sign, he unbuckled and marched toward the cockpit, demanding answers. His sudden movement caused the plane to lurch, and he stumbled into a flight attendant, nearly injuring her. "Sir, please return to your seat," the attendant pleaded, her voice firm but strained. But Peter refused to listen, insisting he had a right to know what was happening. His reckless behavior further agitated the already nervous passengers. Captain Novak, overhearing the commotion, had to make an emergency announcement, urging everyone to remain calm and cooperative. Maria turned to Peter as he reluctantly returned to his seat. "Sometimes, our insistence on being right can make things worse for everyone," she said gently. Her words seemed to strike a chord, and Peter fell silent, reflecting on his actions. The storm intensified, and lightning flashed dangerously close to the aircraft. Suddenly, a loud crackling noise filled the cabin as a bolt of lightning struck the plane. The lights flickered, and the aircraft jolted, sending a wave of panic through the passengers. In the cockpit, Captain Novak and his co-pilot worked tirelessly to stabilize the plane. The lightning strike had damaged one of the engines, forcing them to consider an emergency landing. The captain made a calm but urgent announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've encountered a technical issue due to the storm. We will be making an emergency landing at the nearest airport. Please remain seated and follow the crew's instructions." The cabin fell silent, save for muffled sobs and whispered prayers. Maria took the opportunity to address those around her. "We're all scared," she said, her voice steady. "But panicking won't help. Let's stay calm and support each other. Together, we can get through this." Her words had a calming effect, and passengers began to focus on helping one another. Kevin apologized sincerely to the flight attendant for his earlier behavior and offered to assist with distributing water. Peter, humbled by Maria's earlier remark, helped the elderly couple secure their oxygen masks. With great skill and composure, Captain Novak managed to land the plane safely at a small airport on the Greek mainland. Emergency services were on standby, and the passengers were quickly evacuated. Despite the terrifying ordeal, there were no injuries. As they disembarked, the passengers expressed their gratitude to the crew for their professionalism and bravery. Peter approached Maria and Kevin, thanking them for their perspective and actions during the crisis. "I realized something today," Peter admitted. "Sometimes, we're so focused on ourselves that we forget how our actions affect others. I'll think twice before making another impulsive move." Kevin nodded, adding, "I've learned my lesson too. Small mistakes can have big consequences, especially when we don't think about safety." Maria smiled. "We all make mistakes. What matters is that we learn from them and strive to do better." Wizz Air Flight 801 was more than just a flight. It was a journey of self-reflection and growth for its passengers. Each wrong move, though seemingly minor, had the potential to escalate into something far more dangerous. However, through cooperation, humility, and the willingness to learn, they overcame their challenges together. The tale of Flight 801 serves as a reminder that our choices, no matter how small, can have far-reaching effects. In life, as in the skies, the wrong move can lead to turbulence, but the right attitude can guide us safely through any storm.